now. Okay. So anything I suggest in our meeting, I have no authority over you. You get to do exactly what you want to do. I just ask you to please be respectful for this safe, inspiring environment that we all wish to create together. If you're watching the recording afterwards, if you see an actor's work, my wish and my ask is that you will watch through this recording and take part in this recording with the eyes of empathy and compassion. In this way, you will also increase empathy and compassion towards yourself, hopefully. So let me look at a little bit on the notes that I had prepared. If I can find them. Perhaps everybody close your eyes for a second. You can be either lying on the floor on your back, or you can be seated. Just allowing your back space to support you. Take a little moment to self-connect. To connect perhaps in your intention. What's your intention being here today with everyone else? Allow your breath. And if it feels available and comfortable for you, inhale compassion. Let it permeate your whole being, and exhale compassion. There's more around you. Whatever, you could also think of it as any word or image that is helpful for you. You can inhale softness and openness, empathy. Let it permeate your whole being, and exhale, there's more around you. Just closing a window. If you notice throughout any part of this workshop that any judgmental thoughts come to your mind about yourself or about anybody else's work or anybody else's words, I suggest that if this happens, this is a suggestion, not an authority or any kind of demand, but perhaps it might be interesting for you to look behind that judgment to what is your need at that moment. Like your human need, is your human need perhaps to be, maybe you could use some compassion, or maybe your human need is to be understood, or to be heard, or to be appreciated. These are sort of needs that I believe all human beings share. So if you notice a judgment towards yourself or anyone else, gently guide your focus away from that other person back into yourself and look into your own need. And at some point in the workshops further on, I will also be talking about how we can learn to both honor and fulfill our needs. I'm talking about judgments for the reason that in our work, the characters get to have ego and judgment, and they have their opinions, and they have all that makes us all human. And we also get to have those. However, our work together is always easier when we find a place of higher self. Mr. Chekhov calls it the higher self. This place of the kind of artistic love and compassion for each other, to looking to find something beautiful and something to love in each other. This kind of, I'm going to mute, somebody just came on. This kind of way of looking and experiencing each other is something that connects us. And all acting is about connection. And so I suggest we build bridging. I want to bridge towards you, and I hope you will build a bridge towards me so we can connect. That doesn't mean that you all get to have opinions, of course, but I suggest that that's a way of working together, to bridge, to find connection. The critical eye is one that sort of leans back and criticizes, and that is a different psychological gesture into the actor who sort of dives into the unknown and looks to play with others. And that is the sort of gaze I suggest for today, for our work together in all our workshops. And I hope that these workshops could be sort of like a coming together for anyone who wants to increase the capacity for their psychophysical well-being. It's a possibility that our work together might be helpful in that. To live to the fullest of our ability, which is like our job as actors, to live to the fullest of the experience of the character. And so why not also to live to the fullest first as an artist, as a human being. I believe that Marjo-Riikka technique has wonderful tools to be able to harness a life force and to be able to choose what kind of images, what kind of atmosphere, what kind of interactions, how we relate to the world around us and how the world relates us, how we receive the world. That the Marjo-Riikka technique offers tools for that, as well as tools for transformation into the character. And this is an acting class, but because of the time we're living right now in, I find that part of the actor's work is also to take care of oneself. And in this way, we have a capacity to take care of the characters and the story and our fellow players and our loved ones and the whole world. Right now, whether you want to do it physically, cross a threshold into the artistic realm, which I suggest is a place where you cannot do wrong. There's only infinite amount of possibilities in this realm. If there's one rule is keep yourself physically safe, keep everybody else physically safe, the space around you, but everything else goes. We can dare to live dangerously in the world of imagination when we know that we are safe. We can come out of any kind of imaginary circumstance back into the safety. So right now I'd like us suggest a place that's filled with inspiration. So perhaps place your hands on your heart. And if you want to, you can do, especially if you've done this work a lot, do this however you want. I have no authority over your creativity. So you get to create your space however you want. I'd like to sprinkle golden light and life force, space above me, space on the right, space on the left, space on the back space, right, left, up, down, back space and front space, and just sprinkling. Or if you feel like, oh, right now I don't feel it, then you could start gathering from the right hand side of the world. Take some golden light, inspiration, sunshine, bring it in the center of your being. You can gather it from the left, inhale it in, let it permeate your whole being. You can take from the back space, take inspiration from there, bring it on like a whole body suit. Take inspiration from the front, from the space below and the space above. It's our job description to be able to invite inspiration at any moment. That's really like before you hear action or before you step on stage, it's very helpful to feel inspired, to be at ease, to understand form. Inspiration and emotional availability are things that we can really learn to call upon. And inspiration alone is not enough. We also have to be understanding of form. So now I suggest that let's imagine, last week we talked about energy body. So let's get up for a second. And do a little exercise in the energy body before we go in the psychological gesture. And try to talk about it a little bit differently every week. Let me know, can you all hear me? Yeah, okay, good, great. Let me know if there's any trouble on that. Just allow some breath and Just enjoy your physical body being alive right now. Just sort of like flex your spine a little bit. Find your physical being. Of course, if you're understanding your energetic being, allow those to work together right now, move together. But just allowing, inhale, lift your arm. With ease, exhale, put it down. Inhale, lift the other arm. Exhale, put it down. And give a little love and appreciation for your physical form. Allowing as much as possible, inviting your physical form, be alive, energetic, and at ease. Just look at the bodily borders. Okay, this is the physical shape and form of my body today. And like we spoke last week, there's this inner body, energetic body, life force that we all, since you're here, you are alive, congratulations. So we all have life source within us. And depending on, however you are today, your life source might be like, wow, expanded and light, or you might be feeling a sensation of like heaviness or more quiet. Wherever you are right now is absolutely perfect. So accept whatever is going on in your sensations right now. And let's have actually a little moment for you accepting that now. You can move or be still, but just listen to your truth. All acting techniques always talk about truth. So have a little moment to honor your truth. Different ways we can talk about, we can title, we don't need to have words for it. So when I'm babbling on, you don't even have to listen to me. If you feel like, oh, I'm working on something inspiring me, you can just forget my voice for a second and just connect to your truth. You have the authority over your creation, your little piece of art, your truth. Thank you for breathing. Listen to your truth. I'm just offering some words for it. You don't have to have a word for it, but sometimes might be helpful to have an image or word for your truth. So your truth might be feeling expanded. It might be feeling contracted. Your truth might have a direction. It's maybe rising upwards or moving downwards or sideways. Your truth might be soft or hard. It might be round or angular. One way of talking about the truth could be it's happy, sad, angry, afraid. Those are titles. Right now, whatever it is that's moving in your energetic body, allow it. And turn towards your truth for a little while. Walk, be with your truth. If you want to move with it, you can move. Or you can be still with it. Just listening to the sensation in the center of your chest, the sensation in your throat, the sensation in your lower back. Allowing the palms of your hands to connect with the center of your being and your physical body. Allowing the palm of your hand to support your emotional center, the truth of your emotional life. Allowing one hand to connect to the truth of your will center. Lower, lower, lower belly here. Pelvic center, hips. And whatever is available for you, have compassion and honor your truth. Good. Then let's talk about the energetic body. So let's say that your life force body, let's imagine that your life force, your energy body, your inner body is now the same shape and form than your physical body. And let me just, I really would ask right now not to ask questions on the chat. I try to close it. So I would love to be able to concentrate on doing the exercises right now. So I'm trying to close no questions on chat. Please write them somewhere else and ask later. Thank you so much. Because otherwise, my concentration as your teacher is going to go away. So thank you so much. I'm going to try to close that. There we go. Perfect. Definitely want to honor your questions as well. Right now, however you understand the exercise, let's just agree that you cannot do wrong. Follow the path that's interesting and inspiring for you. Make it your little piece of your own art. So however you want to, just don't waste your time. Don't waste your time judging you or anyone else. It's the artistic gaze of getting inspired and figuring out a way. So we don't have to know anything, but there's a commitment to decision. I am moving my arm. It is happening. I am lowering my arm. It is happening. The same way, look into the exercise of, it's not a question, am I doing it? You are doing it. Good. So let's now agree that we are all being cast in the film and your character has a superpower. Your character can increase the life force by creating more and becoming more aware of their life force. And this can happen in different ways. The character can gather it on the right-hand side, take a handful, bring it in the center of your being, inhale, when there's a sun that bursts in, and there's more life force inside the body. It's shining from the center of the chest, from the sides, like a burning sun, like a warm, from the back of the back, and it spreads everywhere in the body. You can gather it from the left, there's more inside the energetic body. It becomes so much that it actually comes beyond the physical body. So the life force becomes so much. There's so much energy and life force and perhaps golden light or any color you like, that it is the size and shape of your physical body, but it can start increasing in size and becoming larger. Or if you'd like, you could create more life force and golden light and energy between the palms of your hands, especially if your neck is free, it's easier. Yeah, and you inhale, create a little ball of golden light. The special effect guys in the movie, they will add it in there. So in the movie, the special effect guys will add. Our job is not to hallucinate, it's just to say it's possible that between the palms of my hands, I can create whatever I choose. It's not a question, it just did. And then the special effect guys can make the sound for it. You can also release sound if you want. Bring this golden sun in the center of your chest, inhale it in. Oh, and let it spread everywhere through this artistic center here. Let the sun rays and the golden light go through the palm of the hand and sprinkle it on the floor. I use the sound fa, F-A. Fa, sprinkle some golden light on the floor. Fa. And the other arm as well. Fa, let it pour out of the palm of your hand and your fingers. Invite some golden light, ease, inspiration, life force comfortably in your head center. Let it expand so you have a lot of room for thoughts. Larger, expand your mind. There's more space for all thoughts. Good. Allow that life force expand in the center of your chest. Expand, there's more space and more room for all your feelings. Invite that life force, expand your pelvic center. There's more room and more space for your will. Good, lovely. And let's imagine that this physical body has limitations, an energetic body has no limitations in this world, in this work. So let's say that my physical arm ends here, the fingers end there, but I could imagine that energetically I could easily touch upon the ceiling. And in order to help myself, I will have my form to be helpful. We talked about that a little bit last week. My form can be sort of unhelpful. Now I'm holding on to something with my form of my hand. If I want to release, if I want to extend my energy body, it might be helpful to straight fingers, expanding energy fingers all the way to the ceiling. Wonderful. So let's do this again together. Let's grab some life force energy, golden light. Inhale and expand your fingers all the way to the ceiling. With absolute lightness and ease. Touch upon the ceiling. No work involved. Just easily touch upon the ceiling. Wonderful. And leave those energetic fingers longer. And you cannot do this wrong. It's not a question, are you doing it? You are doing it. Inhale, gather energy and expand your fingers to touch upon the ceiling. Perhaps go all the way through the ceiling to planet inspiration. In this movie, there's a planet inspiration. Let's go. Inhale, gather. Make a little landing sound when you arrive to the planet inspiration. You know when you're there. Be specific. There you go. And then inhale, gather. Handful of inspiration, golden light, and sprinkle it everywhere. Paint your ceiling with it. Paint your walls with it. Paint your floor with it. And allow that hand become very much alive. Your life body is everywhere, activated. Let's go with the other hand. Inhale, and let's go through the ceiling to planet inspiration. Make a landing sound when you arrive for specificity. Inhale, gather. Life force, handful, and sprinkle it everywhere. When I say sprinkle, I sort of mean sustain it to a specific place. You can paint the whole ceiling, or you can paint a specific spot. Sustaining, landing it there. Wonderful. Let's go with both hands. Inhale, inhale, gather, and exhale. Through the ceiling all the way to the planet inspiration and ease, planet of ease. Inhale, gather, bring all this good stuff and sprinkle it everywhere. Your energetic arms are at least 5 times longer or 500 times longer. Great. Allow your form to be complementary in harmony with your energetic body. And because we're looking to expand, straight fingers that are at ease. No unnecessary tension. Good. That's a little bit what we did last week, but we're just, repetition is the mother of learning, right? Let's go then with the energetic leg through the floor all the way to the center of the earth. And if I'm going too fast for you, go in your own tempo. Always honor your own artistic process. So if I say anything that doesn't work with you, have your own images. Do this the way that it's with feeling of ease, feeling of form, feeling of beauty, and feeling of the entirety. However it works for you. Follow your inspiration. Let's go through the floor. All the way to the center of the earth. Roots. And then when you arrive, be specific when you arrive, when you've landed. And then inhale, gather, lava, life force, heat to the pelvic center. Very much larger, powerful pelvic center and leg. Good. And then with the other leg, we go far to the center of the earth. Be specific when you arrive. And inhale, gather. Bring on lava, heat, or whatever image you like. We could go with the whole energetic torso and legs at the same time, directly down to the diamonds and the heat to the lava, like an elevator. Far, directly down. Oh, good. And inhale, gather. There you go. Beautiful. My dog likes, hello. It's a new dog. It's her first Chekhov class, or second. Is your second class? Yes. Good. And now that we've gone up, we've gone down, let's do this highway of, I have a feeling of puppy over here. So let's go with right leg or left leg, whichever leg you want to go down. And leave that leg going down, 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 down. Roots are growing like a large tree. And then simultaneously, from your navel, you go up, a diagonal up, to the planets. So you have this highway, this leg here and this arm. highway of energy. Oh, my form is terrible. Ah, good. And then you're gonna go, I'm gonna mute. Please mute yourself when you arrive. Let me see how to do that. Keep doing expansions. I'm just looking to, there we go. Mute. Okay. Lovely. Here we go. Good. Let's do that again. I'll do a little bit more formulated form. Down. Keep going down, 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 expanding the legs in the center of the earth, and then expanding this other arm. Fa. Half of a letter X. So we've done one half of letter X and that another, and now we're gonna go and open the whole letter X shape. Fa. Now let's inhale softness, tenderness, gentleness, with very gentle fingertips and feet gather gently. And then very rich, very much alive, tender energy expanded everywhere. Up and down, right and left, forward and backwards. Another one of these. Inhale, gather. And pay attention that even though our arms are moving, that you're also really moving downwards. You're rooting, grounding. You're expanding sideways also, expanding front and back, up and down, everywhere. Wonderful. And let's then, for the fun of it, do three of them with the quality of fire, with more staccato fire. Fire can be a little candlelight, gentle, but let's do this time big flames. Inhale, gather, staccato, and fire! And let it sustain it. Feel the sensation of expansion. Leave your energetic arms up while your physical arms come down. You still keep expanding your mind, your throat, your chest, your inner organs, your pelvic center, feet, all 6 directions, and walk around a little bit as much as room you have. Keep expanding. The quality of fire, whatever tempo your fire took, whatever sensation started living in you, let's sustain that. Allow it to flow freely. Good. And then when that starts diminishing a little bit, stop, inhale, staccato, fiery, again, and expand. And then walk around with that tempo, whatever was created in you, allowing your pelvic center, or your centers, every part of your physical and especially energetic body expand. And one more. Great. Beautiful. Wonderful. And then you can come sit down a little bit if you want. And for those, I really appreciate all the questions. And Rebecca, I noticed you asked us something. I will get back to the questions. It's just for my concentration. Mr. Chekhov talks about concentration with the words of to be with, to move towards the whoever we're concentrating, the target of concentration, or to pull that towards myself, which means because I want to be concentrating on everything at the moment that we're doing it, I don't want to divide my concentration, and that's the only reason I won't be looking at the chat window. To concentrate is not the forceful, have to learn when I was at school, the concentration was like, salmon is a fish, salmon is a fish, A, B, C, D. That's not the artistic concentration. Artistic concentration is to be with, to energetically move towards whatever I'm concentrating on, or pull that towards, to become one in a way. And now I don't remember, I'm sure there's other Chekhov teachers here, they will remember whether it was Vakhtangov or Mr. Chekhov himself, when observing a cat, became the cat. In a way, when we move towards something or someone, or we pull them towards, we are also, it's not only about the essence, it's also the form and the essence. Okay, I'm going